Hey Z-Rock, I've been working from home lately, which is cool because I've been getting to listen to a lot more Z-Rock lately. And as I've been listening, I thought of some ideas that you guys might want to use to incorporate either on the app or the website. Now, one caveat is that I am not a programmer at all, so I have no idea how you would actually do these things, but I think they sound cool. So these things are song reaction, voting for next track, double shot, and instant request. Let's start with song reaction. So this is a way for listeners to give you feedback on whether or not they like the song that you just played and a couple songs going back maybe. So instant feedback for the station. Listeners will get to feel like their opinion matters, like they have a little bit of control over whether something's played or not. So here's what that could look like on an app, for example. Let's say you just played Rocky Mountain Way by Joe Walsh, and listeners could give it up, middle, down, and they could go back to the previous song, Shaking Off the Rust, up, middle, down, King Nothing, up, middle, down. Feature number 2, voting for the next track. So this gets a little more specific for listeners to actually vote on what is playing next. Now keep in mind the professional DJ is still deciding between the two tracks of what two tracks to offer, but the listeners are able to vote on those. So again, it's more feedback for the station. Listeners get a little bit of sense of ownership over what's coming next. Here's what that might look like. So let's say that the DJ has chosen one of these two songs, either Scorpions or Kiss, to play next, and I get to vote. So I can vote for 1 point. I'll explain what that means later. And let's say I want to vote for Scorpions, and I get to see the tally. So far, Scorpions are winning, so that's cool for me, and I have the option to vote again if I want. I'll explain the point system here in a sec. Number 3 would be a double shot. So this would be something Z-Rock's done for years and years, but it'd be something through the app. Also, it'd be specifically for the more engaged listeners, so people who have acquired 50 points or more. This adds some unpredictability to the live playlist because it'll be a double shot kind of out of nowhere. The DJ is choosing which song to play. It's just the same artist, of course, on the double shot. And the feature number 2, voting for next song, would be delayed basically until the double shot's over. So here's what that looked like. Let's say we're playing Viva Las Vegas right now by ZZ Top. I can request a double shot for 50 points, and then the DJ would choose which ZZ Top song to play next. Number 4 would be instant request. This is for the most engaged listeners because it would cost 100 points. So more exciting than a traditional song request because it's instant. It's basically whatever next song is coming up is going to be the instant request. So again, more unpredictability to the playlist, and it's also a chance for listeners to hear the voice of other listeners. So here's how an instant request might look like. I am looking for Supertramp, so I'm going to type SU, Supertramp. Here's a list of possible Supertramp songs for Z-Rock. And let's say I want to give a little bit. Don't know why I picked that song. I don't necessarily like that song, but here it is. So I can request it for 100 points. I can also incorporate a 6-second shout out. Now here I put include your first and last name there. That I thought that might just be for legal reasons, for like payola purposes. If somebody's buying points, then potentially picking the song, so they need to say what their name is. You guys would know more about that than me, but possibly something you would want to include. So that would be a chance to play an instant request. So let's talk points. If you've been keeping along on the top right of the screen there, I started with 200. I'm now down to 49 because of the points that I spent voting for the next track. That was 1 point. Voting for a double shot was 50. Voting for instant request was 100. So to get more points, I can either up down some more from my song reaction. That's 1 point for each song that I react to. I can watch a local ad for 10 points, or I can purchase points, 200 points for $9.65. That is what I came up with. So I appreciate what you guys are doing. It keeps my mornings going. And I think that live and local radio offers something that other music cannot offer. So I have Amazon Unlimited, I have SiriusXM, I have YouTube, of course. So I can hear any kind of music I want, and I'm still listening to Z-Rock because I think it's more exciting. It's more relevant to me. And there's something special about not just hearing the song I want, but something special about sharing that with the world, or in this case, the Lewis Clark Valley. So also I think these features would give an increased sense of belongingness for the listeners, which would make them listen more. The more they listen would be more exposure to ads, which is better for everybody. And it's also a chance for the station to earn some cash from what it's doing anyway. Thanks